What's up, Lucky Puckers? Howdy, Puck fans. Aloha, Puckarinos. Welcome back, Pidgey Paddies. Hey, let's get pucked! Puckleberry puck buddies! It wasn't porn.
There's just so much like potential in that world, like the characters, the what they're making, what they're like as real people versus what they're like on screen. It's something modern. I just felt that there's so much to explore with YouTube.
This time, my little brother Dan Jokes has gone out, and when he comes back, he'll find me brutally murdered. Jokes!
So for this episode of Berries on Toast, we're going to look at some of the stuff that you guys have sent to me.
My channel, I do all kinds of videos, hauls, makeup tips.
George said he wanted to do something that was darker, kind of Nicholas Winding Refn style, bleak, dramatic, and we had this we sort of touched on it then, and then I think a few weeks later spoke about doing something quite simple as a project and insular, following kind of one character sort of wandering around and doing bad things and putting it on YouTube or on some other video sharing site. And I think that was kind of where it stemmed from. Obviously that was like 4 or 5 years ago, so it's not been a small project.
I wanted to scare you. We were pranking you. It's funny. Why are you sad?
I just didn't need this today, okay?
Hello, my name's Alex Harvey Brown, and I play Jeff Jokes in Prime Cut. Are you a fan of my videos?
I've seen one or two.
Jeff absolutely needs the validation of hits on YouTube in order to sort of have a sense of self-worth, and that seems to come at a cost to a lot of the victims of the pranks. He sort of starts to lose sight of the results of a lot of his actions, but he'll get the views and he'll get over 1 million subs, so it's all right, and he's very much based on the YouTubers that are almost completely uncaring about anything other than getting laughs or getting cheap content that gets a lot of views. Jeff is probably the closest I've played to myself. Yeah, because he's so real. He's my age. He's my same background as me. He
looks exactly like you.
Weirdly looks exactly like me. Yeah.
We'd need someone who was available at all the same times as us, and that would potentially cover probably 4 or 5 months in one block, most weekends, and then a break of a year or more, and then come back and do some more days. And I couldn't think of anyone that I wanted to put that onto, that kind of pressure. It's hard to show someone what it's going to be until it's done sometimes, and especially given that we were writing as we were going along. I felt like we could create a character that was developing in the writing and outside of the writing as we went. I often felt like I was making the wrong choices, or wasn't kind of getting the best performance, or was sort of letting down the other actors in the scenes. But then actually watching it all now, I think it does work. And I think the fact that the character is so awkward, maybe that was the right thing to do by casting me, someone who isn't an actor, in that role, because you can sort of see the awkwardness and you can see the choices he's making at times, because he doesn't know how to interact properly with other human beings. So weirdly, it kind of works.
I think she's quite a complicated character. I think she started out quite with like a zest for life and everything, and then kind of the the mundaneness of everyday life have kind of worn her down a bit. She's kind of, I see her as kind of a worn down character, and you know, with her relationship with Steve, and that's got its kind of ups and downs, and then living with this guy Paddy, he's just, she never knows where she's coming or going with him. He's not kind of a character which you kind of get. He's quite complicated. So I think she's quite a sweet, naive kind of character, yeah. Really fun to play.
We're just testing out the camera.
Just get rid of it and don't film me again.
It's not like everyone's going to see it.
That's not the point.
I mean, a lot of these people we had worked with before, so we kind of knew their working methods and obviously their ability, which is extraordinary. So we wanted people that could play it very naturally, and because we didn't want to overplay these characters who could easily be big kind of personas, we wanted to show the humanity behind each of the YouTubers.
They're all people that I find interesting, or I really like what they're doing. You know, Alex Harvey Brown, I always think is great in everything he does. I mean, everyone in it I think is so good.
In terms of camera, it's sort of an evolution of a lot of the stuff we've been doing before, so the short films, the kind of handheld stuff, kind of docu-style, but trying to evolve it throughout the series, so having like a different feel for each episode, different style of shooting it, different lenses and so on, to try and mirror like where Paddy was mentally at each point.
Steve Hickling did our score. We've worked with him maybe 4 times before, I think. Yeah, and it's just great. It's the other character in the show. I think that, you know, of the sort of characters of it, the voice of it is this Paddy, then there's the environment, there's kind of the houses he's in and this part of London that he's in, and then there's this score, and these 3 things together kind of really are they're the tone of what we were trying to do, I think.
We've actually been developing this with him for quite a long time, so he was we had lots of discussions at the start, so reflecting what we're doing in the story and the look of each episode, he was at the same time coming up with a different feel for the music for each episode and really kind of embedding into how that would evolve with Paddy's character evolving.
You kind of got me on nice and early on this project, and sort of sending me through scripts and sort of edits and sort of assembly cuts, and then we kind of just sort of went from there. I mean, that at that point I started sort of writing score and sort of playing around with ideas with synths, and from my point of view, I think I really appreciated like coming in on the project so early. So almost you sort of like making that decision to have me sort of on the project when you did allows me to sort of like, I don't know, me to sort of like become fully immersed in the project. It gives me that time and it gives me that space, and I think from there you're able to then like write sort of create a sound world that like fits this project.
I've edited episodes 1 and 5. George has edited episodes 2, 3, 4, and Sean Webb, who we worked with previously on a short film, did episode 6. Again, it's a slow process, and because we shot so much and we continue kind of working out the story in the edit, I think it was important that George and I were close to it, and because it's free, because everyone involved has done it for free, because it's not got any budget, we just decided to cut it ourselves.
Hi guys, I've invited my boss over for what he thinks will be a meeting. Little does he know, it's not a meeting, it's a date.
Looking at the top vloggers, you sort of have this warped view of what your life should be, and I think it puts the idea in people's minds that that's what you should expect from life. You know, you should be spending your days going to coffee shops or traveling the world or doing something super cool every single day of the week, because a vlogger's life is never boring. It's never, oh, I sat at home all day and did some admin. You know, they're always traveling or doing cool stuff or getting free stuff or getting the latest and greatest products, and it's a warped view of reality, I think, and I think that's a bit dangerous.